Hi there, this is Tony from pianotone.ca, and this is my review on two more super cool products from Liquid Stands. Their new T-Style keyboard stand and their TableTop Accessory, which can be used on this stand or on other stands of theirs to use as a utility table for holding mixers or audio equipment, etc. The tabletop works on this stand as well as their X and Z style stands. Now I will also include an unboxing and assembly video for the stand, but it will be at the end of this review, so you can check it out as well if you're interested. But to be honest, it's mostly assembled when you get it, so there really isn't a lot to see there. Now, I do have to say that I did not buy this stand. The people at Liquid Stands were good enough to send this to me for my review, but I will be totally honest in this video. So let's check it out. Okay, so this is the Liquid Stands T-Style keyboard stand, fully assembled. This stand is fantastic. Everything from Liquid Stands that I've seen so far is actually fantastic, but this one's no different. Super stable, holds my weight just fine, and you can adjust the width of these arms. Right now I've got them set at about 27 inches from center to center apart. You can move them up to 32 inches. So if you've got an 88 key, heavy piano, maybe you want to have them fully wide. At the narrowest point, that's only 15 inches. So you could easily put a 49 key keyboard on here. I'm not sure you'd bother doing that with getting a stand this fancy just to hold a 49 key keyboard, but you can do that if you want. Now let's check out the height adjustments. I'm just going to, as with most stands, just loosen these on the side, and then once you do that, then you can start pulling them out and they'll lock into place, and you got to kind of work your way up. See how high this can go. I like to play standing, and a lot of the keyboard stands that I've tried, and some of the Liquid Stands ones as well actually, don't go quite high enough for me to comfortably play standing. I think it can go one more. There it is. So that's as high as that goes. Let's measure this and see where we're at. That's a height of 37 inches to the top of the to where your keyboard's going to be sitting. I'm just going to go grab my one of my keyboards so that I can check that out. This is my Yamaha PSR EW425, 76 keyboard, and it's not super heavy, it's not super light either, but that's probably a little too high for me actually. I'd probably go down one more notch, but this is like nice and but super solid and stable. I mean, I'm shaking it there, so of course it's going to move, but playing on this is fantastic. So let's move this keyboard back out of the way. Yeah, something else to note, you might have noticed these nubs at the front. You can have those on if you want. You could actually flip this arm and have this at the back if you prefer it to be keeping your keyboard from sliding off on the back. But you can also, if you don't want it, you can just easily flip it like that. So if you just wanted it, if you've got a super deep keyboard and you didn't want to have it limited by this, then you could do that if you want. Got the nice headphone hook that you see on all of their keyboards stands nowadays, which is awesome. Let's just see how low this can go. And then I'll take it apart, or disassemble it so you can see how it would disassemble for transport. Okay, so at the lowest height, we are looking at 26 inches. So that's going to be it's going to be great for sitting. That's pretty much it for the stand itself. Now let's see what it looks like to transport. So first of all, they have these little locking clips in here, which are really nice. Basically because what we're going to be doing when you see this in a minute is folding these legs up. So this is locked into place. The leg isn't going to fold, but this extra peg just makes that much more secure. Okay, so for transporting it, first thing you're going to do is remove the arms, which isn't mandatory, but you're probably, if you're going to want to take this down and have it take up the least amount of room possible, you will probably want to do that. You're also probably going to want a bag to carry all of the parts in to make sure that you don't lose any of them. What I can do first is I can loosen these, take these right off actually. Once again, you're probably going to want a bag to carry all of this stuff. Because then, these legs fold quite nicely. And then when you fold in the arms, I guess the legs, sorry. It folds in just like that. So you got a bag to carry that stuff, and then that's a pretty portable little stand. That's awesome. Let's see how long it takes me to reassemble this at a gig. Right there, and that's all assembled, other than just adjusting the height to whatever you want it. So pretty easy to pop back together again. Now, a couple of other things to note. First of all, you can, this stand is compatible with Liquid Stand's second tier, which I am actually using. I'm going to post a picture of it right here. And if you don't want to use these stoppers here, which I actually don't, reason being is my keyboard's pretty wide, but I'm sitting on this. It's pretty deep. So I'd rather, I don't need the stopper in the front for anything. So the nice thing about this, though, is that they've also been kind enough to include a couple of extra stoppers to plug those holes. Also super cool. Now they have also included, like they do with most of their keyboards, they've included the straps that you can use to attach to the keyboard stand and then attach to your keyboard. I have never done that. To me, that's just over the top, not necessary. And the only other thing to really mention about this stand is it also comes with these pads just to protect the bottom of your keyboard. And that's pretty much that. This is a great keyboard stand. I quite like it. Okay, so the other thing I mentioned at the start of this video is Liquid Stands also sent me their metal expandable tabletop, which is really cool. Now to install that, I have to either have these arms a little closer to the center or a little further out. So I'm just going to move these out a bit. Okay, so if you're like my band and you've got this old mixer that's got 2,000 channels on it and it's gigantic, something like this is going to be a lot nicer than the foldable picnic table we've been using, which is plastic and not very stable. Nice thing about this stand is, first of all, you can expand and expand it and contract it, which I'll show you in a second, but it's got this nice padded handle and it's not that light, so that's a good thing. So get that on the arms, and that super stable, which is awesome. Now, there's nothing actually physically clipping it to my stand. So depending on what stand you have, what you're going to want to do is they supply you with a couple of Velcro straps. So you're going to want to strap the the tabletop to the arms of the stand somewhere. So what you would do is from underneath, find a spot. You could do this in the middle or on the ends or whatever you want to do. And then cinch it up nice and tight like that. And then you would do the same thing, down there, whatever, just to make it nice and tight. And like I said, this expands or contracts. I'm going to flip this upside down here. So basically you've got, I think there's just the two different positions. I had it fully, well, I guess there's three different positions because I could contract one side and not the other, so I'll just do that. Right now, this is its widest point, I believe, which is about 43 and a bit inches. When I remove those, I can press these little nubs in and then slide that side in and snap it in there, and then put these in to cinch it in again. That would give you a width of almost 38 inches. And then could do the same on this side. To give you the narrowest table if you don't need a wide one. And that's down to just a little 32 and a half or so inches. So super cool. Now they also include a couple of magnetic, but not super magnetic clamps. What these are basically for is if you've got something that you want to clamp to the keyboard. So you've got a mic clamp or a table clamp or whatever, something to hold your tablet, and this isn't quite wide enough for the big round clamp that you've got, then these are sort of a little magnetic. But I had this when it was upside down. The magnets weren't strong enough to basically hold it from gravity. So you're probably going to want to clamp your stuff on with it facing up, unless you're on carpet and you don't care if it falls or something. But when it's like this on my hardwood, then these can fall and kind of scratch the hardwood type of thing. So just be conscious of that. Magnets are not super strong. So for example, I have a bunch of these tablet holders. I also have mic holders as well. And they'd probably be just fine just on the actual rim itself, but if you had something that was maybe a little bit wider, or you just wanted it to hold on that much more, then it just gives you basically that much extra to grab onto with your clamp. But not sure I'll use those for anything, the magnetic things, but they're there. And like I said, this also does work with the other liquid stands. I'm actually going to switch this out now with my one of my older stands. This is another liquid stand I've got that I did have a review from on my website, which I will link to. And this is the foldable portable one. Now I've got this set quite a bit wider apart, so I'm going to want to lengthen this. Got that up to its maximum point again. And I'll just put these back in to secure it. This upside down with a nice handle. And there we go. Works just fine on that stand as well. Once again, you'd want to use those Velcro straps to strap it to the arms, but super awesome table. This is going to be great for holding our band's mixer, and then we've also got our in-ear monitor transmitter and some other stuff. So that's going to be much better than the plastic picnic table we were using.
Okay, so the verdict on the Liquid Stand's T-stand. Just like every other stand of theirs I've reviewed, and I will have links to all of those in the description below, it's pretty awesome. It's super stable, reasonably portable. I'd say it's easier to take down and reassemble than their main Z stand, but not as fast as their foldable Z stand, and nothing's as fast as their V stand. What I like the most about this stand, though, is that it adjusts high enough for me to play standing, which I do prefer to do. Their V stand also adjusts high enough for me to play standing. That's actually the stand that I'm currently using for practices and gigs with my band. Simply because not only is it super stable, but it is ridiculously portable. It even has a carry bag. But their two Z stands actually don't quite adjust high enough for me to play standing. So this T-stand just might come in handy for me one day as a gigging option. Like I said, it's not quite as portable as the V-stand is, but the T-stand does accommodate the second tier attachment, and the V-stand doesn't. So the V-stand is fine for me right now because I'm only needing one keyboard for my gigs, but you never know when that's going to change. So do I recommend the T-stand? Absolutely, especially if you need something that will accommodate a second tier but is still reasonably portable and super stable. So what about the verdict on the tabletop accessory? I love it. It's super useful, it's really sturdy, and the fact that you can adjust the width easily is a nice feature as well. And that padded carry handle is really nice to have as an easy way to move it around because it isn't really light, it's a bit on the heavy side. And it's also versatile in that it fits more than one stand. Liquid Stand's website actually mentions you can use it with stands made by their competitors as well. Please check their website for any compatibility issues there. My band is going to try this out on top of my portable foldable Liquid Stands Z stand to hold our ginormous mixing board, in-ear monitor transmitter, and some other miscellaneous stuff. This should be a massive improvement over the $20 plastic folding picnic table that we've been using. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you found the content useful, please feel free to smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. It does really help me out. I've left links below to check out the T-stand and the tabletop, as well as links to my reviews on all of the other Liquid Stands products as well. And I've also left links below to some online piano training that worked really well for me that I can highly recommend. So thanks again for stopping by. Happy stand shopping and have an awesome day.
Okay, so that's the box that the Liquid Stand's T-style keyboard stand comes in. As usual, super efficient packaging from Liquid Stands. Let's open this up and see what's inside. As usual, we got some stickers and a bit of an instruction manual, but also an assembly, little bit of help, and some boxes with accessories. Check that out in a minute. And a thank you card from Liquid Stands, as always. It's going to be one of the arms. And the other arm. Looking pretty cool already. This is one of the cool bits of this stand. This is the top that's going to hold the arms, but that's one thing that will make this transportable is it folds down like that. And the legs actually are like that. So you can fit this into your car a lot easier if you can fold the legs down and then fold the stand down. So looking pretty portable so far. Those are going to be the security straps. I never actually use those, to be honest. That's going to be the headphone hook that we have on all of their stands, which is super cool. And it looks like we've got pads as well, also nice. First thing I do is I secure these guys. So once I put those in, doesn't look like it bends in anymore, so that would be how I would loosen those when I want to take it back apart again. And these knobs are what secure the legs from, so when you don't want them to fold. And to secure the part that's going to hold your keyboard, you choose your width. Let's put it in there for now, and then you can use this knob below to tighten it up. The next step would be to install basically the security cables, but I never use those, to be honest, so I'm not going to bother with that. And actually all I've got left to do now is put on the headphone hook, and you can install that on either of the top bars. I usually like having my headphone hook on all my other stands. I've got it on the left hand side, so I'll put it on the left hand side again on this one. We've got a nice little rubber stopper in there, which allows you to spin this comfortably without scratching up the arm. So that's kind of cool. One more thing, you need to put in the adjustable knobs for the height. So as usual, you're going to loosen this a little bit, and they'll snap into place. And then you can tighten them up. Okay, so one more thing to assemble here, not really assemble, but one more thing to add on is, as always, Liquid Stands sends you these nice little pads for your keyboard. So okay, so that's the Liquid Stands T-stand fully assembled.